Hello, I'm the Progressive Disciple. I'm taking a journey through the Bible, and I'm inviting you to join me. Today, we are covering 1 Kings, chapters 1 through 4. David's oldest son, Adoniah, decides to make himself king. He holds a banquet and he invites his brothers and royal officials from Judah. But he does not invite his brothers Solomon, Nathan the prophet, Zadok the priest, and the warrior Benaiah. In 1 Kings chapter 1, verses 11 through 14, it says, Then Nathan asked Bathsheba, Solomon's mother, Have you heard that Adoniah, the son of Haggith, hath become king, and our Lord David knows nothing about it? Now then, let me advise you how you can save your own life and the life of your son Solomon. Go to King David and say to him, My lord the king, did you not swear to me, your servant, surely Solomon, your son, shall be king after me, and he will sit on my throne? Why then has Adoniah become king? While you are still there talking to the king, I will come in and add my words to what you have said. This spoke to me, because fights over property and possessions from people who are dead or near dying are something that happens a lot. I have seen this happen in my own family. This is not a pretty tale, but one time when my grandmother was dying, my aunt wanted to go through her things. My mom did not know at the time, but she had written some pretty nasty letters about other people in the family, and my aunt did not want this to be discovered. But Mother was very angry with the fact she wanted to start going through her things and told her that even vultures wait for the animal to die before they pick the bones. Bathsheba makes a plea to David, and Nathan comes in and confirms what is going on. David made Solomon king by taking Solomon to Gihon on his mule and having him anointed as king. This frightened Adoniah, who went to the tabernacle and took a hold of the horns of the altar. In 1 Kings chapter 1, verses 51 through 53, it said, Then King Solomon was told, Adoniah is afraid of King Solomon and is clinging to the horns of the altar. He said, Let King Solomon swear to me today that he will not put his servant to death with the sword. Solomon replied, If he shows himself worthy, not a hair on his head will fall to the ground. But if evil is found in him, he will die. Then King Solomon sent men, and they brought him down from the altar. And Adoniah came and bowed down to King Solomon. And Solomon said, Go to your home. This spoke to me because King Solomon showed mercy to his brother Adoniah, who submitted to Solomon, prompting Solomon to give him a second chance. Adoniah, however, pushes his luck when he makes a request to Bathsheba to marry Abishag, David's last wife and nurse. In 1 Kings chapter 2, verses 20 through 22, he says, I have one small request to make of you, she said. Do not refuse me. The king replied, Make it, my mother. I will not refuse you. So she said, Let Abishag the Samaritite be given in marriage to your brother Adoniah. King Solomon answered his mother, Why do you request Abishag the Samaritite for Adoniah? You might as well request the kingdom for him. After all, he is my older brother. Yes, for him and for Abiathar the priest and Joab son of Zerath. Solomon deals with this by executing Abaniah and Joab and relieving Abiathar the priest of his duty. This spoke to me because there are times when you need to let ambitions go and move on with your life, something that Abaniah seemed unwilling to do. In the 3rd chapter of Kings, Solomon has a dream in which God asks him for whatever he wants. In 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 7 through 9, it says, "Now, Lord my God, you have made me your servant king in place of my father David. But I am only a little child and do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours?" I love this passage. I often pray for wisdom when I am in a difficult position and need to make a critical decision. God was pleased by this request and not only gave Solomon wisdom, but gave him great wealth and honor. Chapter 4 talks about how Solomon divided his kingdom up with his officials and district governors. In 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 7, it says, "Solomon had 12 district governors over Israel, who supplied provisions for the king and the royal household. Each one had to provide supplies for 1 month in the year." This spoke to me because the ability to govern wisely often has to do with how well you are organized. Organization is perhaps my biggest weakness. Fortunately for me, my wife is very organized. But oftentimes, when I am faced with a situation I'm not sure I really want to do, I find ways to procrastinate, and this makes the task harder in the end. So, this is my take of 1 Kings, chapters 1 through 4. Please like and subscribe to my videos. Also, please comment. How did you react to a funeral or near-death fights? When have you been given a second chance? And have you given a second chance to anyone? Have you lost a struggle? If so, did you accept it or keep on fighting? What wisdom does God give to you? And how do you manage to stay organized? Please comment and share. I am the Progressive Disciple. Thank you for watching.